Welcome back, Days of Our Lives fans. Today's episode brings scandal, passion, and betrayal as Holly Jonas and Doug Williams III find themselves caught in a storm of emotions behind Tate Black's back. Will Holly surrender to temptation, and will Tate end up paying the price? Stick around as we break down the shocking twists and turns ahead. Holly has always been torn between her emotions and the complicated reality of her relationship with Tate. But with Sophia Choi carrying his baby, her world is spiraling out of control. As Tate and Sophia's bond deepens, Holly finds herself pushed to the sidelines, leading her straight into Doug's waiting arms. Let's dive into the explosive details of what's coming next. Holly Jonas has always prided herself on loyalty, but as her relationship with Tate faces relentless complications, her patience is wearing thin. With Sophia Choi's pregnancy taking center stage, Tate is constantly reevaluating his decision about the adoption. What started as a firm plan now feels uncertain, leaving Holly struggling to find her place in his life. Sophia and Tate share a bond over the unborn child, one that Holly can't compete with. Every glance they exchange, every whispered conversation about their baby's future, deepens Holly's insecurities. She thought her relationship with Tate was strong, especially after their first night together, but now she wonders if she's slowly being pushed aside. The more she tries to connect with Tate, the more distant he seems, as though his heart is being pulled in two different directions. At the same time, Doug Williams III is wrestling with emotions of his own. From the moment he met Holly, something shifted inside him, a magnetic pull that he couldn't ignore. It was as if fate had led him to that moment, an unspoken connection he never expected. Without meaning to, he found himself confessing his feelings to Holly, exposing his vulnerability in a way he rarely does. Now, Doug is haunted by that moment. It replays in his mind, over and over, as he wonders if he made a mistake or if he simply voiced something that was inevitable. He knows Holly is with Tate, but that knowledge does little to suppress his growing desire for her. He imagines what it would be like if she returned his feelings, if she chose him instead of staying locked in a complicated love triangle. What Doug doesn't realize is that Holly is just as affected by his confession. She tells herself that she loves Tate, that Doug's words shouldn't matter, but they do. They linger in her mind when she's alone, creeping into her thoughts in moments of doubt. As the tension between her and Tate continues to grow, so does the undeniable pull toward Doug. With emotions running high and hearts teetering on the edge of betrayal, one wrong move could set off a chain reaction that changes everything. Doug has always been a confident man, but his encounter with Holly left him shaken in a way he never expected. For the first time, he felt vulnerable, caught in a whirlwind of emotions that refused to fade. His mind is consumed with thoughts of her, so much so that even in sleep, his subconscious won't let go. Dreams have a funny way of exposing our deepest desires. In Doug's case, his mind paints vivid pictures of what he longs for, Holly reciprocating his feelings, leaning in with an undeniable attraction, surrendering to a kiss that feels inevitable. But are these mere fantasies, or could they be an indication of something real waiting to unfold? The longer he spends apart from Holly, the stronger his longing becomes. Every glance they share, every brief interaction is charged with an intensity that neither of them can ignore. Doug tries to rationalize his emotions, reminding himself that Holly is with Tate, but logic does little to suppress the storm raging inside him. Meanwhile, Holly is struggling with her own emotions. As tension continues to build between her and Tate, she starts to feel lost, disconnected from the relationship she once cherished. Doug's confession lingers in her mind, creeping into her thoughts at unexpected moments. Could she truly be falling for him too? Doug may not have intended to disrupt Holly's world, but whether he realizes it or not, his presence has planted a seed of doubt in her heart. And if the distance between her and Tate continues to grow, Doug might just become the person she turns to in a moment of weakness. If that happens, Doug's dream could very well become a reality, one that neither of them will be able to take back. With every passing day, Holly finds herself feeling more isolated in her relationship with Tate. The uncertainty surrounding his situation with Sophia gnaws at her, making her feel like a secondary figure in his life rather than his priority. She watches as Tate becomes increasingly entangled in the emotional complexities of Sophia's pregnancy, making decisions that exclude her and deepening her sense of detachment. Holly tries to rationalize her feelings, reminding herself that Tate loves her, but it's hard to ignore the signs. Sophia and Tate's bond is undeniable, and even though the adoption remains on the table, there's no guarantee they will follow through with it. The uncertainty lingers, festering inside Holly, leaving her restless and searching for stability, something she finds in an unlikely source: Doug. Doug has been nothing but consistent. Where Tate has been preoccupied, Doug has been present, ready to listen without judgment. He's given Holly something she has been craving: attention, validation, and a sense of belonging. The lines between friendship and something more begin to blur. Then, one fateful evening, as emotions run high, Holly reaches her breaking point. Sitting across from Doug, she finally lets go of the carefully crafted facade she's been holding together. She spills her frustrations, her doubts, her fears, everything she's been suppressing. Doug listens, his gaze locked onto hers, his presence steady and reassuring. Unlike Tate, Doug isn't distracted. He isn't thinking about someone else. He's thinking only of her. The air between them shifts. Doug gently reaches for her hand, a silent offer of comfort. In that moment, something inside Holly snaps. A flood of emotions rushes through her, an overwhelming need to feel wanted, to feel chosen. Before she can stop herself, she leans in and presses her lips to Doug's. The weight of the moment is immediate and inescapable. The warmth of his lips, the electric spark of something forbidden, it's intoxicating. But as soon as it happens, the reality of what she's done crashes down on her. Will she pull away and pretend it never happened, or has she just ignited a scandal that will change everything? If Holly chooses to bury the truth, the weight of her deception will only grow heavier with each passing day. Guilt has a way of creeping in, seeping into every conversation, every glance shared with Tate. How long can she keep this secret hidden before the cracks begin to show? And if Tate uncovers the truth, will their relationship survive, or will it be the final nail in the coffin of their already fragile bond? Doug, on the other hand, is dealing with his own turmoil. He has made questionable choices before, most notably with the stolen necklace debacle, but this feels different. With Holly, there is a chance for something real, something raw and unburdened by the chaos surrounding Tate and Sophia. But is Doug truly the right choice for Holly, or is he merely an escape from the storm of emotions she can no longer control? As Holly wrestles with her feelings, she is left with a life-altering decision. Will she give in to the temptation of an affair, allowing her moment of passion with Doug to turn into something more? Or will she step back, confess the truth, and face the consequences head-on? One thing is certain. Salem is no place for secrets. They have a way of bubbling to the surface, and when they do, the fallout is never gentle. With betrayals, broken hearts, and unforeseen repercussions on the horizon, Holly's world is about to change in ways she never expected. Days of Our Lives is heading towards some truly shocking revelations, and we'll be right here to break down every unexpected twist and emotional fallout. The choices Holly makes will have lasting consequences. Will she confess her secret moment with Doug, or will she let it spiral into something deeper? How will Tate react if the truth comes to light? And could Doug become more than just a tempting escape? These storylines are heating up, and we want to hear from you. What do you think will happen next? Will Holly follow her heart or stay loyal to Tate? Will Tate and Sophia's bond over their baby grow stronger, pushing Holly further away? And could Doug be playing a more calculated game than we realize? Drop your predictions in the comments below, and let's discuss the drama together. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on all the latest twists in Days of Our Lives. This is your channel name, your go-to source for the juiciest days of our lives breakdowns. Thanks for watching, and see you next